Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes.
Good morning, everyone. How the devil are you? Hope you're good. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good weekend. At least it hasn't been ruined. As you can see, I'm coming from you live outside the King Power Stadium. There's Vichai in all his glory. I hope you're well. Welcome to the original Leicester City Sunday morning show. You know what day it is? It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. It's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans out in here, but you fans here today. You know what? Your comment really matters. Get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes!
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
What more do I can say? Yes, it's not very sunny here, Craig. It's a little bit cold, but yeah, I'm live outside the ground. I feel like a news reporter doing it today. I feel like I'm on Sky Sports News or TNT Sports. But absolutely great to be back. I flew in yesterday. I went to see Kirby Muxloe win 2-0 at home. Yes, I saw 2 home goals yesterday. Will we see 2 home goals today? Have we shot it? Is it done and dusted? Are we down now? Wolves are 9 points clear. Who knows? We've still got Wolves to play. We've still got Ipswich to play. How is it going? How do you think? What do you think about safe standing? What do you think about the digital tickets? Let me know in the comments. Here we go. Let's get Reedy in. Reedy's here as well. Reedy's controlling it for this morning because I'm blind as a bat out here. I can just about see Reedy. That's all I need to see, to be honest. How are you, pal? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Ready for the match day. Unfortunately, 9 points now clear of Wolves. So hopefully we have to get a result today, and we all knew it. The moment Wolves finished the game, we knew it was a tough ask to go into today with a win. But we've got to do it. The only way we're going to escape this relegation right now is by winning today.
Well, yeah, we need to win, don't we? But just before we start, I'm going to offer. We're going to be here for the next 45 minutes. Reedy's told me not to do this. I'm going to offer someone £5, £5 English pounds, to come and join me on the stream in the next 45 minutes. They will win the £5, and all you've got to say is either "We are staying up" or "Leicester till I die," or even both if you want. If you can get here within the next 45 minutes, you win this nice, crispy English fiver. It's all there waiting for you. Somebody come and say hello to me. Join me live on the stream. Enough about that, really. So it's going to be a tough game, innit? Because 12 out of 13 we've lost. We haven't scored at home for 6 goals. You know what, Reedy? I was here the last time we scored at home on December the 8th in the 91st minute. Last league goal we scored at home. I ain't even thought about my Christmas shopping then, let alone Leicester not scoring another goal. I'll be happy to see a goal. I saw 2 home goals yesterday for Kirby, which was absolutely fantastic. I was quite pleased with that. If that had been 0-0, I might have got home yesterday. We've got to do something, can't we, Reedy? We're in dire straits, aren't we? If we don't get anything today, with 9 games left, that's about us done and dusted, surely.
Yeah, 9 points off now. We even mentioned it before they even kicked the ball that we could be in a position where we have to win today, and we are now. This season, we've had every game where we're like, if we win this game, there's a chance we can get closer. But today is literally now a must win. It's a hard game to win, but it's a must win. Like, United aren't in the best of forms. Yes, they've had the draw against Arsenal in the last game in the league, and then the beat Real Sociedad in Europa League. But now it is a must win, like Andy says here. It's a must win game. If you don't win today, there's every chance you could be 12 points or even 15 points off Wolves by the next couple of weeks. It was unfortunate that Wolves had the Southampton game while we have Man United this weekend, but if there's any chance we could be in some chance in hell of a relegation survival by the last 5 games, I'd take it now, but I can't see that. So we've got to get the wins
I
against
mean,
these big teams now.
if we happen to beat Man U today, which I hope we do, I don't travel a round trip of 3,000 miles to see us lose. If we happen to beat them, get 3 points, then we go to Wolves. I know it's going to be a tough ask to go to Wolves and get 3 points, but we will be only 3 points. I know that is confidence and optimism, but it can happen. It has happened before in the Great Escape season. With 8 games to go, with 9 games to go, we won 8 and drew 1-8, won 7, drew 1, lost 1, didn't we? I think it was. And we did it. We stayed up. I can't quite see that happening this year, but there's still a chance. And while there's a chance, there's optimism. But I'm more of the we're going down already and we've shot it. We're up the creek without a paddle, as people say. But I don't know, Reader. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's tough. The results. Yeah, I know Ipswich lost, Southampton lost, but the Wolves beat Southampton, which made them. I think Southampton are gone now. I think that's 17 points there. I think Southampton have shot it. I don't want them to get another point. 2 more points and they'll be level with Derby's record, won't they?
Yeah, it's that is the
We need
problem.
Derby County.
That is the problem now. We've got 5 games, including today, that are all top 10 teams. Like, it's going to be a very hard ask to get any sort of wins in the next 5. And I don't know what Wolves' fixtures are. Maybe they have an Ipswich on their way or someone like that, which they could get another 3 points clear of us. But it's all down to us, and it's our fault we're in this mess. Like, there's a reason why we're 9 points off now, and we had the likes of Everton, we had the likes of Ipswich, we had the likes of Wolves, and we lost them all. I know we didn't lose the Ipswich game, but we drew it. But we're just not getting the points that we need to stay up. And now it's gave us a position where you have to beat the big teams, and that is the problem. But the only hopeful part of that is the fact is we have played better football. Yes, we've not won, but we played better football against the bigger teams, and that's the only kind of hope we've got to go into the next 5 games. We just need to
The
get
only
the
thing
results.
is, I keep saying this, and I said it on Radio Leicester last Saturday after the game, last Sunday after the game, in a roundabout way. How long can we keep saying yes, we've had a positive performance without getting positive results? It doesn't comprehend in my mind that a positive performance isn't getting positive results. We can't keep saying that in this run. Just remember this: 12 defeats out of 13. Yes, we've had positive performances. Yes, we've played well in parts. We've got 3 points from 39. That's not getting them positive performances to make a positive results. And I can't see us standing much chance. I'm always hoping there's a chance, but I can't see there's been a lot of chance, unfortunately, especially with the next 3 or 4 games. And it's Man U today, Man City, and then I think we've got Wolves, is it? And then Newcastle and Liverpool. I can't remember the fixtures. There's that many fixtures in my head going round. I'm not sure, but it's got to start with 3 points today. We did the Great Escape started this time as well, didn't it? No, was it 10 games or 9 games? 10 games, wasn't it? So it starts here. Our season starts here. It really does.
Well, you're hoping so, mate, because like I said, the season started every game in the last 10 games when we were saying it's a must win, and we still lose it. So now we've got to a point where this is probably near enough our last chance to start getting points, because we could get no points in the next 4 games after today. We've got to get a result today, even if it's a draw, just to get more points on the board. I know it's not enough. People are going to say it's not enough, but that is the problem. And
I agree with Tony there. There's no chance.
No.
I agree with Tony there. There's no chance we build for. Well, there is still a slim chance. Yes, we do need to build for next year. We won't league win, but I do agree with him. Yeah, it's more likely building for the championship. There's still that slim chance, isn't there, that we could. Gray said you're deluded for some reason. I don't think Gray agrees with you there. We had a better manager and a better team with a Great Escape. Yes, we did. Going on to the team, what do you think it will be? He said he's going to keep the back 5, didn't he? That's the one thing. He's going to keep the back 5. By the way, I am in Leicester, as you can see. It's not a green screen. It's a real thing behind me. Look, I'll touch it. It is real, by the way. What about the team? What do people think? Greedy, he said he's going to keep it the same back 5. What do you think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'll be totally honest, and I saw a comment from Terence earlier. He said we got everything right at Chelsea apart from scoring a goal. Scoring is the biggest problem. I would disagree in the fact of I feel like the back five made us look more solid at the back, but it made us so much weaker in the attack because we had more players at the back. Which means we haven't got as many players up front. Yes, we had 2 up front. I get the point of that. But you've got to have a balance of attack and defence. Like, if you're having 5 at the back, you play with wing backs who push up the wings. We didn't have that. Christiansen did not want to go up the wings. JJ did not want to go up the wings. That's what you need to do in a 5 back. You've got to get more attackers into the team when you're playing defensively. And for me, I would drop JJ. I would drop JJ. I'd put Guerrero Koulibaly in there because he's got the pace. He can get up the pitch and get back. You've got Ricardo Pereira, who can be more an attacking player and be a bit more progressive. So I'd put him in there instead of Sumare. You've got to balance the team out to make sure you can get enough of a threat going forward. But yes, we had 2 strikers against Chelsea, but it didn't look like we had anyone because when Vardy got the ball, he just sat Rich running in circles because he couldn't have anyone up there.
We didn't actually play with 2 strikers though, did we? We played more of a 5-4-1. That's how it was, to try and balance out that midfield because there was a lot of space in that midfield. I think Chelsea were Enzo looked a bit surprised how much room they had in the middle of midfield. But we played with a 5, a 4, and a 1, which left Vardy totally isolated. And I thought Paxton Daka was so ineffective last week. Matt Piper disagreed with me, but I thought Paxton Daka in that position because he kept dropping back and coming back for the ball. When I saw the team sheet last week, I thought, 2 up top, that's looking good. But it wasn't actually 2 up top, it was a front 3 again, wasn't it? Which we played, which left Vardy so isolated, it was untrue. But there we go. It's one of them things that we don't pick the team, unfortunately. I'd love to see a 2 up top. It's worked before. Vardy and Nacho did it a good few years ago when Harvey Barnes got injured. We were forced into doing it.
I think it's more because Vardy and Daka are more similar players to each other in the fact that they both got pace. They're both not big men up top. They're not there to support each other really. They're there to just try and score a goal. And we had 2 more. We had an extra striker up front against Chelsea, and we still didn't score a goal. So it's difficult. And Carlos here says I don't know how Daka was on, but who else can you play? We can talk about Edouard, but we're not going to see him. So what's the point?
We could have actually played Bowen Naughty there, I think. That's what a lot of the Man U fans, I was talking to United, if you watch the United Stand video I watched, they were more worried about Bowen Naughty than anybody because of what he gives to the team. And you could play Bowen Naughty there. It could be time to play Elkanous and Bowen Naughty there together. I know it disrupts the formation a little bit, but to play them together, I think the last time they played together to start was against West Ham or Brighton, I think it was. I can't remember which game it was. I think that was the last time they started in a league game together, which would be absolutely fantastic if it could happen.
I will say I prefer to have 2 creative midfielders in the team than 2 strikers because then you've got 2 assets to try and put that ball forward. And as long as you have the wing backs that can run up the wings, then you've got the essential attacking midfielders who can either put the ball wide into them wing backs or straight through the line to Vardy. So I get the point of it, but it's just for me, it's creating a balance of going attacking and defensively. Because if you look good at defensively, but when we went in the attack, like you said, Vardy was isolated. Every time Vardy got the ball, he was just spinning in circles because he was waiting for everyone to get back up to him. It just didn't feel right. And that's why I don't, as much as people were saying the performance against Chelsea was better, for me, it just wasn't because there was no threat. And that was the issue. Whereas I think in other games, we've been a bit more of a threat, but we've just not scored because we just can't score goals. It's so annoying.
I mean, the positive was Chelsea only had one, apart from the goal, they only had one other shot on target in open play. So defensive-wise, that worked well. And I was quite surprised. I was expecting Thomas to be the left wing-back and Christiansen to be the left centre-half. But to see Thomas there, and I think it worked quite well, actually, because Thomas and Cody haven't played together, and it takes time for a formation. Cody and Faze has played together a few, not many, but a few times. But Cody and Thomas have never played together that closely. And having Cody in the middle of that centre the three centre backs, I think works quite well. I think we've got to see it, even though sometimes it does leave a bit of space for your full backs when the crossfield balls with the wing backs. But I think we've got to give time because we've gone from that first game he was here. What are you laughing at?
Nick, he's swearing in the comments. He's swearing. I'd rather have AU up top than Daka. That's saying something. Yeah, you're swearing, mate. That's what you're doing.
Wow.
Don't say that.
Wow.
That's disgraceful.
I mean, if you remember that first game against West Ham, there was something like 31 shots. We've just played Chelsea last week, and there was only 3 shots at the most, I think, and only one of them was on target, which was the goal, including the penalty. So he has made a difference by changing that formation. I do hope he changes that formation. How would you go about if you had Daka up top and Vardy on the bench today? Just throwing it out there and having Bowen Naughty in place of Daka on the right-hand side. Do you think that would work? Would that anybody in the comments agree with me on that?
Well, are you saying to Daka to start or Vardy to start?
Daka to start and Vardy on the bench.
I would not be opposed to it because we're still not scoring goals, and people can have all their thoughts on Vardy, saying Vardy has to start no matter what. But the chances he gets and he misses, it's not acceptable in the position we're in a way. Like, don't get me wrong, yes, Vardy's a Leicester legend, but we've got to change something. Something has to be changed. It's like me. I would change the goalkeeper. I know Hermanson had a brilliant game last week, but the last time we won a game was with Stolisic in goal. You've got to change something to refresh this team. Yes, we changed it last week in the far of the back, but you've got to make the changes.
Chelsea had
to make
20
it
shots. Chelsea didn't have 20 shots last week, did they?
I think they had you. I think you're just looking at the shots on target.
Oh, right, okay.
But they did have a lot of shots. But again, people are saying about Daka and whatnot, but we're not scoring. Who else are you going to have? Who else are you going to have? Who else are you going to have? Vardy's not scoring. Like, for me, maybe put Mavididi up there. He has played as a striker before. I get the point of people saying that Mavididi's not good either. But you've got to change something to be a bit more of a threat. You've got to.
We've had this conversation before, haven't we, about having Mavididi up there.
Even I don't think it's the right option, but it changes something. We're not scoring. You might as well change something up top to see if we can score.
So it was a security guard looking at me then from the club shop, and I was just making sure he was running what I was doing.
There you go, like Carlos says. Good shout. Try him up top. You've got to change something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, something's got to change. Oh yeah, something's got to change up top. We're not banging in the goals. We look like scoring at the start of the season, but we also look like conceding as well. But now we've conceding a lot more, and we've stopped scoring. So it's totally gone arse about face at the minute. What I want to talk about...
Scooby Bad says put Rude up front. I won't be opposed to it, mate. Christ.
Oh, I think his knees have shot it now, to be honest. Probably run a bit faster. What was I going to say? There's been a lot of talk this. We're just going off the game slightly because I want to get into this a little bit. I've never been in for standing at football, to be honest. I quite like sitting down and the feel of jumping up off your seat. It gets you excited and that. But they're on about having safe standing in certain blocks, in certain areas. What's your theory? Do you think it will do something to the crowd? Do you think the atmosphere will get a bit more there?
I will say that at away games, I love standing, and they're not obviously going to make people not stand because that's just how it is away. You're meant to sit down, but you're not. But we don't. But at home, I think, depending on where it is, I don't know the exact locations. I've seen certain images of where it could be and whatnot, but people in that section who are season ticket holders, if they don't want to stand and they are happy to sit because they're at home, then that's where they'll cause friction because some people in front of them will probably try and stand up and you'll be like, well, you got to sit down because I can't see and whatnot. But I get the point of it. And that means that if people want to be there, you have to move seats for if you want to stand up. But in my opinion, if safe standing was in my area, yes, I'm probably one that says I'd probably like to stand up, but I wouldn't want to move my season ticket if I've been there for years because they're putting safe standing in there. And like, in my opinion, they've got to ask everyone. Apparently, it was just Union FS that they asked about it all.
Well, no,
in my opinion, I don't think it's right for certain things, but I think a lot of people will want to stand at games. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was just the Foxes Trust and UNSF. They did send a survey out via email about it. Even I got one, and I didn't answer it. I think it was about 1,800 people got asked about or sent in replies. Don't quote me on that. I think that's about right. So people were asked, but there wasn't a huge majority were asked, unfortunately. It's the same as the digital tickets. A lot's gone on this week. No football's happened, but a lot's gone on this week. The same as the digital tickets. I don't think that's a good idea, because how can you bring? Because when I know I've been a bit of a dinosaur and an old school, there's quite a lot of dinosaurs and old schools out there watching this morning that used to love the feel of paper or a card or something. I mean, I was there when you used to have to rip the tickets out and hand them over every game. Then you could swap the tickets and you could bring family members. But now you can't even bring family members. How are you meant to bring the youth of today if you can't swap the tickets? And the amount of comments I've seen that people are not going to renew their season tickets because of that reason. I mean, I know you can transfer it 5 times. I think they're talking about you can sell your ticket 5 times, you can transfer it 5 times as well, so you can do it up to 10 times now. I think that's what it was. But it's still, I don't know. I hate it going into games. So I'm always worried about whether it works or not. When I fly back in, I've got a ticket, I'm queuing up, and people are struggling to get it on the phones and that. And I'm always worried that it's not going to work and I miss out the first 10, 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So digital tickets, I know it's a new thing and the world is becoming digital, but I don't like it.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of the safe standing in the fact if I was to be able to stand then fair enough. But someone like Angie here says, I've had the same seat in the Cop since the stadium opened and I wouldn't like to move. And that is a viable and good reason why not to. If you're getting safe standing where you are and you still want to sit down, that's not your fault for wanting to sit down. The people in front of you will have to sit down. That is the problem. But they won't because they're in safe standing area. So it's annoying, and I get the point of it. Again, for me, I love to stand when it comes to away games, and I would do it when I'm at home. But again, if somebody behind me wants to sit down, I will sit down. That's the difference. So it's annoying.
You were caught on photo standing up last week watching the game.
That was before the game, mate.
Oh, was that before the game? Is that why you looked happy?
I still stood all game, mate, but I don't care. That was before the game.
As long as you're not on the front row, then you're all right. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because there's going to be I queue up and I'm always worried about whether we're going to get in or not. If people are how long it takes. The queues are massive. Sometimes the queues are huge. I mean, what games I've been here? The Chelsea, West Ham, and Brighton so far, and it's like digital. It's people are scrolling through the phones trying to get it to work, and then they can't get it to work, and they get frustrated with the stewards. And I haven't seen any fights yet, or any verbal fights, but I presume there will be some now and again because it doesn't work. And all they do is, you'll have to go to the ticket office, and they'll give you a ticket so you can go back in. So you probably missed the first 10, 15 minutes of a game, which is probably a bit of a godsend at the minute, missing the first few minutes of the game because it's not the best, is it? Sometimes.
Yeah, I get you.
What do people say? And you know, there's one question here that I heard yesterday, right? And I thought to myself, is this true? What do you think? Forest, right? They won the European Cup twice and the league as well. Leicester won the league and the FA Cup. Who's got the biggest achievements? That's a question I heard yesterday. And I was just wondering, as this is Leicester Fan TV and up for discussions, what's the better achievement? Forest back then or Leicester 10 years ago, really? What would you say? Because you've got a foot in both camps, really, haven't you?
Shut up. It's Leicester by far. Like, I don't know much about the Forest situation when they won the two Champions League back in the day.
They got promoted, right, from League Two, won the league, then won the European League. What was it called? It was Champions League.
It was Champions League before, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Champions League. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Europa League, European Cup. That was it. They won that 2 years on the trot. So they won the league, and then they won the 2 European trophies on the trot.
But
I
wasn't
just wonder what
the
people's
two,
opinion is.
wasn't there 2 wins in the European Cup? Weren't they like ones where it was quite easy back then when they were winning against teams that
No, it was
they
knockout. It was straight knockout. You had to win by beating
no, I,
knockout. You
no,
just
I,
had to keep.
no, I get that, but the teams weren't as good back then, were they? Like I'm not trying to disprove their
Well, no,
good
no. 'Cause
achievements.
to be honest, the achievement would have been, for me, would have been Notts Forest. Would have been a bigger achievement. Coming up from League Two, it was just a question I heard yesterday, and I just thought, well, I'm on Leicester Fan TV. I'll put it out there. Who's the biggest achievement? Notts Forest. I know we have this rival with them, Notts Forest or Leicester, with their 2 trophies, and it's just because Forest are doing well this year, which I'm great because it's joining that big boys club, one of the so-called smaller clubs. Forest would hate me to say that, but it's a big achievement for Forest to break into that top 6 like we did. As long as they don't go and win the league, I'd be quite happy for them to get Champions League. But I'm just wondering what everyone's opinions about it. What people put in the comments, because I can't see some of the comments.
Someone thought we will never be European champions. But again,
We were close, weren't we?
This was quite a while ago. Like I'm saying, that it's different in quality now. This is a lot higher quality now than it ever was, in my opinion. That's why I feel like winning the league now was much easier, much harder now than it was 20 years ago.
But
in my opinion,
I think it was more 20 years ago. It was 79, 80 pounds.
Oh yeah, okay, 40 years
That's
ago.
when it was. 40 years ago. But yeah, I understand. I just wonder what people's opinions were because the podcast I heard it on, they were split opinions as well. 2 said Leicester and 2 said Forest. I just wondered what the opinion was, what people thought about it. As it's a football day and it's local rivalry.
Nick said Forest won't get to the quarterfinals next year like we did in the Champions League.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, to me, I would have to go a bit more sway to the Forest by what they did. They won the League Two, then they won the Division One, then they won the Europa League, the Champions League, and then they won the Champions League again after that.
Yeah.
So
Steve Shepherd says Leicester Fan TV praising Forest if our season ain't bad enough.
I know, but it's not praising Forest. It's praising that. Well, it is praising Forest, but it's a smallish club breaking into the establishment, and we'll see. We know what happens there because the few years after that, we got rolled over by the establishment, didn't we? Points deduction. They want this, that, and the other. So that's the way it is.
Right, Jamie. Let's move back to the game a bit. Terence here says, "What bar are you having a drink in before the game?"
Well, I'll either be in the Holiday Inn, the Fox and Saw, or the local hero up there. One of the 3. There's where I'll be.
Are the kids
who's coming to see me then? No, they've been here for about 10 minutes and they haven't touched anything yet. They don't even know. They don't know who I am. Yeah, so I'll be in and around. There's a few people. Come and say hello. Don't just ignore me. Come and say hello. I know I've got one of them faces you want to ignore, but just come and say hello to me. Much appreciated. Like to see who I've been talking to. I get fed up of seeing Reedy's face every Sunday. It'd be nice to see other people's faces.
Yeah. Go on, Jamie.
Then. What's all comment?
What's your take on this game then? Obviously, we spoke about it before, but we were saying that now it's 9 points. It's got to be a must win, and it's going to be a tough game.
It's a must win. It is.
Out of the next 6 games, or 5 now, I think. No, it is. It's the next 6.
Let's just talk about game today.
No, this is the one game out of the next 6 where you have to get the win. Has to be. It's the easiest one of the lot.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's the easiest one.
Well, I won't call Man U an easy game. I wouldn't like to hit United stand. I ain't going to help you, like you saying that. But I know what you mean.
Easiest in all of them.
Got to get the 3 points today is a must. If we don't get 3 points with our goal difference as well, it makes a huge task. It really does. But we've got to have a win. We've got to have a win. Whether it comes off someone's backside in the last minute, whether it comes off bloody Daka's backside in the last minute, I'll be over the moon. I'll be jumping up out of my seat. I won't be standing up. I'll be jumping up out of my seat with my digital ticket in my pocket.
Imagine Hermanson gets brought on, gets brought up the pitch for the last minute corner, scores a header from the corner.
Who?
Hermanson comes up from the last corner, scores a screamer.
I can't see that. Wow. Can you imagine that? Wow. That'd be. There's only one other Leicester keeper to score a goal. Peter Shilton.
Wow.
Leicester.
I was gonna say Casper should have scored, but he didn't get given it, did he?
Oh, against Yeovil, yeah, it got given. Didn't get given, did it? Chris Wood got it. But yeah, I'm not going to get a score prediction. I just want to win. I just want a win. Simple as. That's what we need. We need to get them 3 points. If we don't get the 3 points, then our season's. A lot of people said our season's already over, but it's even more over. To be honest, if we don't get the 3 points.
Are you ready?
Today.
Are you ready to watch Mr. Bruno Fernandes on the field today?
I don't like it. I don't like. I've got a lot of Portuguese friends, and I'm not going to say what I think. So I don't want to upset them, to be honest. But yeah, we need 3 points. We have to get 3 points today. Unfortunately, we shouldn't be in the situation. We should not be in the situation.
Well, as long as we don't lose like we did in the cup with a 94th minute offside goal, then I'd be happy. We showed our quality at Old Trafford last game. We did. We showed that we can compete, but we did lose to a stupid goal.
The reason Maguire wasn't offside is because you need 5 defenders offside. They only had 4 defenders the other side of the line. That's why when you play at Old Trafford are allowed to have 4 players in front. Sorry, 5 players, and they only had 4 players. That's why. But just got to go for the win. Simple as. Just got to win. That's all I'm hoping for. A win today.
Gray said if he played against Fernandes, he'd put him into the edge.
Oh yeah, you'd have to, wouldn't you? You'd have to. Like I say, I've come these 3,000 miles, 3,000 kilometres to get here. I've made a commitment, or I don't know whether I should have been committed or whether I've made a commitment. I'm not sure which way that is. To get here to watch the game, and there's people now not turning up for games. There's people that live in Leicester, that say the fans and don't even come to games. I'm here. Yep. I make the choice to come and see him. I want to see him do well. Just not sure. I just don't know which way it's going to go, pal, unfortunately. But I've travelled this distance. I don't want to travel back after a defeat. Chelsea was a bit different because we didn't know which way that was going to go. But we need. I talk about the home game when Cooper got the sack after it. Hey, would it be strange? Would it be strange if I was travelling back tomorrow and this way got the sack? I'd have to stop coming then, wouldn't I? 2 managers on the trot getting sacked the day after games.
Yeah, Dad Venture. Yes, Dad Venture. He's not going to be back this season. I think everyone is back fit now that we have. Everyone is back fit other than him, which for me is probably one of the biggest ones we could have had back in a way. So it's annoying, but I will end this before I go, Jamie, in the fact of saying Ricardo Pereira for me must start today.
Yeah, because did you notice how we played? When he came on, we sort of went to the style we were playing last year with the inverted fullback. We sort of changed it when he came on.
Yeah, and he looked better then. He looked better. We looked more of a threat.
Well, he nearly scored, didn't he? Ricardo nearly scored. He came in, cut inside, and had a left-footed shot. Right, what time is it, Reader? I can't see. Right, we'll call it quits there in a minute. Let me just show you, just to prove to people. Not green screen. You can't get a green screen like that. There we go. What more do people want than that? You don't get many shows coming live from outside the ground on match day, do you? There you go. There's the old fellow himself. There's Vichai. Oh, there he is. And on that note, there we go. What more do you want? Live from outside the King Power. The famous Foxes Aftermath show. What more do you want? Right then, lads and lasses. On that note, thank you, Reedy, for looking after the comments in the background, much appreciated. Please, if you're turning up, support the lads. Let's not moan and groan. Let's give it a good go. Let's get behind them for the full 90 minutes. Well, it's about 100 minutes now football's played, isn't it? Until that referee blows that final whistle, let's get behind them. Let's not moan and groan. We need these 3 points today. Let's get behind them. It's ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Tots Vein. Come on, you Foxes. There goes the final whistle.
Leicester Fan TV presents A variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.